celebration, the energy in this building. Then you get the first one, then the second one. I mean, how great is it to bring this championship for the first time back to the school?
I mean, it definitely hasn't kicked in fully yet, but it's unreal. It's awesome. Tears of joy on the ice after the game, and just seeing all of my family, you know, and even all my teammates, their family too. Just all of us. So it was a great moment at the end there.
When did you know, like, we got this in the bag?
Definitely, we didn't stop going until that empty net, and then after that, we knew that it was over.
What about you, Coach? You know, when was that sigh of relief? Like, all right, I think we got this one.
I mean, yeah, obviously the empty netter, I was still freaking out after the empty netter, just making sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. But these guys all year long, they just come through. They just, every single game, they've done it. And like even today when they're in my room during home flex period, I couldn't even focus today at school. I was the worst teacher ever today. And these guys come in and they start playing chess against each other. And I'm like, and I said to myself, I go, we got it. We got it today. They're that calm.
You know, Coach, you've coached the boys team, the girls team. You know, you've been a real integral part of both programs at Masuk, and to bring the title back, is it like a relieving feeling? Like, all right, hey, we can do this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I started in 2005. I was only 25 years old when I started, and we had some good teams over the years. A bunch of trips to Yale, one final appearance in 2015. And I used to joke with Terry, who's an alum, my assistant, that this program is cursed. It's never going to happen. And then this year, everything seemed to everything went right this year. There was, even when we lost to Brantford, we just put it in the rearview mirror and kept going forward. And it was just an unbelievable year where everything that could have gone right goes right.
And just, you know, Drew's performance, he is one of the better players in this division. On your team, he's wearing the C on his chest. I mean, having a player like him step up in a game like this, I mean, was it something that was expected? You know, kind of big time players, you know, come up big when the spotlight is the brightest.
Yeah, he's done it all year for this. In the SWC championship, he got the go-ahead goal with like 5 minutes to go, I believe, in the third period there. Scored a big one against Hall. Had 2 highlight reel goals last game. The kid's a beast, and in my opinion, he's one of the best players not in this division but in the state, because he does it against everybody in the fall and the midget teams too, against the prep kids and Notre Dame kids. They have a hard time stopping him as well. But he's the real deal.
You know, Drew, you know, state championship game, obviously you want to play your best, but was this kind of the type of game you wanted to have tonight? I mean, obviously, look, I never scored 3 goals in my entire life, so I don't know if you set out to do that, but having a big game in the biggest spot, I mean, were you even nervous?
I was definitely nervous at the start of the game, but even though I scored 3 goals and got an assist, a win's a win. I wouldn't care if I got no points and we won 1-0. I'm just happy that we brought the title.
You got a hat trick.
Yeah, I know.
Seemed to me that the turning point was the goal that was barely even traveling. You know, the one right by the side of the cage where I think the goalie thought he had it under his pad or something, and all of a sudden it's in the net. And I think that might have been the backbreaker.
I think you're the 5th one. I think you're talking about there at the beginning of the 3rd period. I missed it. I was going down to talk to the D or the D coach Terry to tell him something. It turned around and scored. I'm like, how did that go in? He's like, I didn't know. I didn't see it either. But yeah, I guess it was rested up against the skate or something like that, and we poked it in. But that was definitely a big one, because we knew their last game against Rocky Hill, they came out flying in the 3rd period down by 2, and they got one, like, I think, in 90 seconds. So for us to get that goal in the 90 seconds was a big momentum changer, for sure.
Yeah, chemistry you guys had. What goes into that? How do you get that? And what's it been like playing this year with these guys?
You know, me and Drew, we got that chem, you know. So I just give it out to him. He rips it in the net, you know. Does top cheddar, like especially on the power play, you know. But yeah, you got the Hattie, and yeah.
Getting yourselves up off the mat every game. What was the difference tonight, really? Masuk had you?
Well, I think, you know, we got too many penalties. That didn't help things in the 3rd period. We couldn't get really back on track. Masuk played a good game. You know, they're a good team. They only lost one game all year, and they haven't lost any D3. So it's going to be a tough game for us. But we just couldn't get it going in the 3rd period. A couple of puck bounces here or there. We were looking for that first goal because I think that would have changed momentum, but we just couldn't get it.